Hey there, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to a new video. Today's video is going to be about downsizing my plant collection. I think a little bit more than a year ago I also made a video like this about getting rid of some plants. I think back then I also got rid of quite some plants, and for today's video it's going to be, I think it was seven plants. Yeah, I just really felt the need that it was time to get rid of some more because I really feel the desire to get some new plants, and I kind of made the promise to myself to, if I do want to get a new plant, that I need to get one out and one in. So yeah, that's the reason why. So I think without further ado, let's get into the video and show you guys all the plants which I'm going to get rid of, and also tell a little bit about why that specific plant. So which should we start on? With a small one, with a big one? I have two really big ones, or maybe three. But I think we are going to start off with the biggest one from them all, and yeah, it is one which I'm still like a little bit doubting about, but this is my... I gave it a little bit of water beforehand because it was falling over because it's so top heavy, so it's like dripping a bit on me now. Yeah, so this one, I think I should go a little bit more to the back to show. I don't know what is this plant. I think this is the Anthurium crystallinum crossed with luxuriance, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's crystallinum with luxuriance, and I've been growing this one from like a tiny seedling, so it's been in my collection for quite a bit. Here is the latest leaf that it grew. Sadly, on the last couple leaves they came out all whipped, so that was a little bit sad, and these two leaves are giving some like of these yellow markings. I'm really not sure why they do that. I think that it's just really a problem that I have with Anthuriums, that they are like yellowing or crisping or browning. And even though I really love Anthuriums, this is something which I really dislike about Anthuriums, that they just never really look good for long. And another thing which I also always have, like it was growing an inflow and it's already starting to die off. Like that's also something which my Anthuriums always does, like they're just dying off really quickly. Maybe it is something which I do wrong, it could definitely be so. I thought it was a little bit of a tough decision, like am I gonna get rid of it, mostly because I've been growing this from a little seedling and it's been really rewarding to see it grow into this big plant. It is taking up quite a lot of space. It was living in my plant wall for the last couple months. And yeah, I kind of want to like change the plant wall a little bit, just put like more different plants in it, just to create like more of an aesthetic pleasing results rather than just putting plants over there which I don't have space for. And since this is quite a big plant, I'm thinking that this is the one that I'm going to get rid of. I also have the Anthurium luxuriance crossed with radicans. And it's kind of a bit of like a similar vibe to this one, but that one grows a little bit more compact, so that's something which I do adore about that one. So yeah, this one is going to leave this home, and yeah, I must say, like also if this one grows new leaves, they look really pretty, but I think that's with most of the Anthuriums that the new leaves just look really, really pretty. So that's the first one. Yeah, we're going to do this one, a little variegated one. This is my Skin Depths Jade Satin Variegated. This is one which I have grown from cutting, so I think it is in my collection for quite a bit now, but yeah, lately I've been just noticing that I've been constantly chopping it, and I don't know, I like it though, but I don't know, I don't really like it growing like trailing. I don't want to put it on a moss ball, and I had put this little stake in here, but I still think like it's just not really doing it for me anymore. And I do think I still have some propagations in my prop box from this one, even though I feel like they have never really grown, even though they are in there for quite a bit. So yeah, this is the next plant which I'm going to get rid of. I must say that there are quite a lot of growth points. I think I counted it yesterday and there were 7 growth points, so it can grow into a really full plant. But nah, this one is just not doing it for me anymore, so this is the second plant, the Skin Depths Jade Satin This is really pretty though. I'll show it a little bit more close. Like a beautiful dark green. Nice white cream fabrication. But nope. And now for the third one is a mossball plant. This is the Philodendron Sodiroy. And this one I've been thinking about for quite a long time. I had it growing on a moss ball before, like it was on a 1 meter moss ball, and I don't know, it was point not doing that well, and I took propagations from it, got it to root, put it on a moss ball again, and so this is my second time trying it with this one, and even though I really love this plant, I think especially if this one is mature, it is really beautiful. But yeah, it's just not doing it for me. It's not really sizing up, and it just doesn't want to root in the moss ball. But I must say that I do see some new leaves which are a little bit stuck. Like really that's Cinderella syndrome, but they look quite a bit bigger than the previous ones. But still, I have decided to get rid of it. However, I do want to take 1 or maybe 2 cuttings from it, because I kind of still do want to keep it, but not like growing on a moss ball anymore. So yeah, I do want to take 2 propagations, and I do want to put them eventually in my mulespo, which is like a project which has been waiting for way too long now. But that is my plan, that I can still like grow it, but just in a different setting than what it is now. So yeah, I'm gonna take those propagations later on. Oh, I also do see that this leaf is yellowing quite a bit. Maybe it's a little bit dry. No. So yeah, for the Sodiroy also, bye bye. And now for the next one, which is one which has been really an oldie in my collection. I think it's been with me since like the early days when I started this plant hobby. And I don't think I can really, I think I need to stand up to really show it like how it is. And then I still, it is like, maybe so. Yeah, I hope you can see it a little bit, but this is the Philodendron micans. And as you can see, it is currently not looking that well. It has quite a bit of leaves which are dying off. I think it has to do with the position where it is in, because it is like high on the shelf, so I think it is just getting a little bit too little light, and also maybe a little bit on the watering. But yeah, has been one which is with me for a long time, and I feel like it's just now time to let go of it. I still think it's a really beautiful plant with like beautiful velvet heart-shaped leaves, and the color is also really stunning. But yeah, I feel like I can't really give this plant a position right now where it will be really happy and thriving. And I'm also like, if I really do want to get this plant again, I can easily get it at like the local garden center and just grow it again. So yeah, it's a really long one. Like I think it's definitely, well, it's already dropping its leaves now. But definitely longer than a meter, this plant is. I also do have the Philodendron micans variegated, which is not really variegated anymore. It's just a really small one with like a lot of propagations in it, so I kind of still have the Philodendron micans in my collection. So I will keep that one. So I still have like a little bit of that vibe in my collection, but not like that big as how this one is. So I think it's now time for another anthurium. It's also the last anthurium that I have on this list. There's a hair on it. And this one, I think this is a hybrid from the red spider, I think with dark forgetii, if I'm correctly. Also really stunning plant, also has an inflow growing, but yeah, also one which I'm like, it's constantly growing like these whipped leaves. And yeah, this one is also growing in my plant wall upstairs, and like I said, same as with the other anthurium. It's taking up quite a bit of space, and since I do want to change it and feel like I don't really have another location for this one, I'm also going to let go of this one. I still feel like it's a little bit sad to let these ones go, but yeah, I think sometimes you just kind of need to make choices in the plant collection and do what feels right. Even though it maybe doesn't feel like completely right, but yeah, for the results that I want to have for my collection, I think it's just best to let these ones go. But yeah, I will give a little bit of a closer up because it is really stunning. You can really see like the beautiful veins going through it. Especially if it's like a new leaf, then they have kind of a bit of like this red sheen. Yeah, really gorgeous anthurium, but also one which is going to a different home, I think. Now for the other two, it are two more of smaller ones, and this is the second last one. Yeah, this is I can't come up with a name. How is this called? Grass. No, I can't come up with a name. Heterophilia or something. I don't know. I call it graslady in het Nederlands. Maar, oh, ik ga nu zo verder in het Nederlands praten. Yeah, for this one. This is one, it is growing a cute little baby. This is one which I got from my grandma. My grandma got years ago a plant from her husband, which sadly passed away a couple of years back. But she had like a really big plant of this one growing, and I got a little baby of it, so it's quite some emotional attachment to this plant. But the one from my grandma died a little while back. So yeah, she was really sad about it, and I did give her another baby, but that was not from that specific plant, it was from another big one which I had growing. So since I'm not really liking this plant, it's still like, there's still like some emotional value on it, but I think I can make my grandma really happy with giving this plant to her. So I think she will be really happy to have this one in her home again. And I must say, like, if I see it on the viewfinder right now, it is a quite nice plant. Like, I think this one can especially look really nice if it's like on like a high shelf or like on a piece of furniture that it can really like beautifully drape down. Like the one that my grandma had was like, oh, it was phenomenal. That one was really, really gorgeous. So I only do want to repot it for her because I've just planted it straight in this pot. So I do want to repot it into like a plastic container and definitely size it up because it's like growing all out of here. As you can see, like this can definitely go into the soil. So yeah, that is what I'm gonna do with this one. I'm still considering maybe cutting off this little baby and still keep that one. I'm not really sure about it. That is something that I just made up right now. That I could maybe do that. So, not sure what I'm going to do, but yeah, so this one is also going to leave this home. And now for the last plant. This is a really small one, and it's this one. This is the Skindapsus majori. I think it's just majori, not necessarily variegated, because I think it's just like the majori is referred to like the variegated one, but I'm not really sure. It is one which I took a cutting from. There is like propagation in my pot box, and it was starting to grow something over here, but it just stopped growing. Now there is a new leaf growing over here, which is fully variegated. I think I will literally never get like half moon plants again, because I seriously don't have luck with getting like half moon plants. Like with this one, like they always do that. Instead of like growing like a new leaf with like beautiful balanced variegation, they just grow like a fully variegated leaf. Like with my philodendron gloriosum variegated, I think that's so sad. Like I was so happy with that plant, and the last leaf that it grew was like a beautiful half moon, but yeah, all the leaves that it has grown from that moment are like fully variegated. I think by now even like 4. So yeah, that's really sad. And yeah, I think with this one too, like I have it for sale, but I think it's not maybe even worthy to sell it, because it's just, yeah, if it's only growing like fully variegated leaf, then this plant can't really keep itself alive. But I think there's still like potential if you like will cut off this top bit and get that one to root to maybe give this growth point a new start. And so yeah, like I said, I still have one in my pop box, so it's not like fully leaving my collection, but this one is going to. And now I do have one plant which I'm like seeing now, which I think is maybe also worth mentioning, so I will quickly grab that one. Because it is one which I also want to get rid of. It's like, there's basically nothing left from what this plant has been. And that is this one. This is the Philodendron Majestic. I had it growing on a moss ball and it was already getting pretty big, and also I don't know, I've chopped it. Really don't know why. I think it also was going maybe downhill, or I'm not really sure why I did it. But I had the propagations in water for way too long, and yeah, they were just not looking that well. So eventually I cut it all back and put like the wet sticks in soil, and this is what's growing from it so far. But yeah, that's just also a plant which I'm like, nah, I don't want to keep this one anymore. Like, nope. I think with this one I was really bothered about that, like the petioles are growing so insanely long. Yeah, I'm really sure that was something which I really disliked about this plant. So yeah, that was one more quickie which I also wanted to show, because maybe if you watch more videos and you were like, where is the Majestic? Well, here it is. Not looking its best. So yeah, for this moment, these are all the plants which I'm going to get rid of. I think like maybe throughout this year there will maybe be some more plants which I'm going to get rid of, but so far I haven't really found one which I'm like, I don't know about you. So I think like basically all the plants which I have now are plants which I'm happy with and do really notice that I put effort in it. Because that's also something which I just noticed. If I don't really like a plant anymore, I kind of start to neglect it. And yeah, that's a little bit sad though. So I think it's then just better to maybe make someone else happy with it, and that it can grow just really nice and thrive. And like I said in the beginning, I do really want to get some more new plants. I recently got, what's it called, a fern. And I had ferns, I always had ferns like in the beginning of my plant journey. And I don't know, at a certain point I don't have any ferns anymore. But especially now that I have one again, I'm like really, yeah, I really adore ferns. So I do think I want to get some more ferns. I think they especially look really good in the plant wall. And I also still really want to get some orchids, and I'm also really feeling the desire to get into bonsais. So yeah, so this last week I've been watching a lot of videos about like bonsais, and yeah, I must say that I'm really motivated to also start doing that. But I think I have thought about it in the past, but I was always like, yeah, it's such a long time journey with like bonsai. Like it takes years, right, to like form like a beautiful bonsai, but I think like the work that goes into like shaping a bonsai is something which I would really adore. And yeah, since I do want to get some new plants, I think it's just, yeah, I do need to keep space in this home, and I don't want to get to that point again where I'm just like in constant overwhelm of my plants. That is just really not a nice feeling. It should be like a nice hobby and not something which you kind of feel like overwhelmed with and be like dreaded by the plant care that needs to get in there. So yeah, that was it for this video, and let me know, are you also in the process of downsizing your plant collection, or maybe thinking about doing it? Because I do understand that it can be quite like tough to make about downsizing your plant collection. But I think like most of the time it is the right choice to get rid of them. Like I think from all the plants that I got rid of, and there were a lot throughout the years, that there was not really like a single plant that to this day I'm like, oh man, I wish I didn't got rid of it. Like still some plants which I'm like, oh, I kind of would still like to have those, but I just know that it's not realistic in the way that they grow, like in the way that they grow and how big they are going to get. Like if I would have the space, I would probably get them again, but since I don't have it, I think it's just, yeah, choices. So yeah, without further ado, I really hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope to see you in my next one.